Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. To be saved, we must believe that Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect life, shed his blood on a cross for our sins, was buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We must repent and be born again, and we are saved by grace through faith in Christ alone, by no other name, and not of ourselves, is the gift of God. Amen. All right, guys. Well, good afternoon. Hope y'all are doing well today. We got a lot of different stories to talk about today. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me see how we're looking on the screen here. All right, looks good. We're going to cover Erika Kirk with J.D. Vance. We're going to talk about 3i Atlas, the nuclear testing, digital ID, Obama, Trump, all kinds of stuff today. Should be a good show. We'll give it a few minutes, wait for a few people to jump in, and then we'll get started. Hey, Mom of Texas 3. Hey, Forrest. I think it says Forrest Confetti. How you doing? Hey, Steven. How you doing? Hey, Not Grim, up north UK. Much love. Much love to everyone in the chat. And God bless you all. Do me a favor when you come in. Please hit the like button. Very much appreciated. Helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. Can you guys hear me okay? No sound issues? No buffering? Nothing. If not, we'll go ahead and get started. Hey, Jan. Hey, Annie. All right, guys. I think we're going to start with the 3i Atlas. Yeah, I think we'll start there. For the record, I don't believe anything they have to say about the 3i Atlas. But I just want to show you some funny numbers on it. And talk about the alien connection. All right? Obviously, I don't believe in aliens either. I believe in demons and fallen angels. But I think they're setting us up for a rapture cover story, this alien programming. Alright guys, so we're going to break this down all by the numbers using gematria, which is simply letters as numerals. And once you learn the simple code of coding letters into numbers, you can see right through the scripted coded news every day. So a couple things to talk about here. Alien or comet. Irregular object in space sparks massive interest. These new images show materials being peeled off behind the 33 billion ton object as it travels toward the sun and is hit with up to 33 gigawatts of solar radiation. How about that? I mean, how obvious can they be? They got two 33s there. 33 billion ton object, 33 gigawatts of solar radiation. I mean, wow. Of course, in gematria, masonry equals 33, the highest degree of the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree. Remember all the 33s with Charlie Kirk? I'm going to go over them today since we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to come back to this, but here's another headline we're going to talk about. Trump orders Pentagon to immediately restart nuclear weapons testing for first time in 33 years to compete with Russia and China. How about that? They sure love that number 33. All right, but I want to talk about more than just the 33. All right. Um, let's see. Let me pull up Facebook and just type in the word alien. And it won't bring up everything, but I haven't even tested this lately. But let's just see how many times I've talked about alien programming for the soon cover story for the soon rapture. Let's just see what comes up. If I type in alien, because I've been talking about this for a long time. Thank you, Freedom from the Matrix. I appreciate it. Much love, Jenna, Matthew, Maggie, everybody. Here, this is from 2020. More seeds for the fake alien invasion. A huge confirmation video coming on the priest NASA hired for the alien invasion. This is from 2021. The soon alien invasion will be the real rapture cover-up. Long story short, guys, I do believe in a rapture, and I'm going to go over the verses why. I don't know if it's pre-tribulation, mid-tribulation, after. All I know, we're not appointed to wrath. There is a rapture in the Bible. But anyways, I've always said, since I've been on YouTube, when the rapture happens, they're going to say it was an alien invasion. All right? And it hasn't stopped. All right? This is 2020. More seeds being planted, alien deception coming soon. Remember the metal monolith in the desert? Remember how they're having like these UFO hearings on the UFOs or whatever? They end with an alien invasion. How convenient. I think that's the MTV Awards. Naked alien in Montana. Montana 666, like demon aliens, like the fallen angels. And this guy witnessed it. Donald Bromley 666. So yeah, I've been talking about this stuff for a long time. We don't need to go much further. Non-human alien corpses displayed in Mexico's Congress at UFO hearing. UFC's Angela Hill wants in on Barack Obama's alien abduction movie on Netflix. This is 2020. In the last 6 months, the Pentagon has confirmed UFOs exist and showed us video. Mysterious monoliths have been popping up everywhere, and aliens could be to blame. Obama is on late night shows talking about aliens, and now the former Israeli space chief says aliens exist. Trump knows about it, and they are waiting till we are ready. So again, let me explain what's about to happen. The rapture of the church is about to take place. The Christians who have made themselves ready are about to leave this earth, and they will try to explain it away using Project Bluebeam, which is fake alien invasion. The numbers don't lie. So yeah, you get the point, guys. I could go on, but I've been talking about this stuff for a long time, and it hasn't stopped, right? Let's see. Anything else here? Obama said, if UFOs are aliens, Obama hopes humanity would find common ground. See, they could even have Obama be some like mediator between us and the so-called aliens. See, this NASA has hired a priest to prepare humans for aliens. Let's look at this. Don't forget the full name of NASA. National Aeronautics and Space Administration equals 666. The full name of NASA. Wow. I don't think that's a coincidence. Reverend Dr. Andrew Davison, a British priest. 846, like the fallen angels, like tribulation, like the days of Noah, like the first tower was at 846. He's also got the 216, like fallen angels, like Barak, born on the 216th day of the year. Look at that. Andrew Davison equals skull and bones in 3 ciphers, including the 76, like Barack Obama, the 149, like Obama's birthday, the day leaving 149 days left in the year. Antichrist, beast system, they're 149. I think Revelation's also 149. NASA's fake UFO invasion, 222. Alien Demon, 666. Spacecraft, 666. Stargazers in Chile's Atacama Desert search for alien life and dark energy, Atacama Desert, 666. Anyways, guys, you get the point. All right. I could go on and on. For the record, I just said Revelation equals 149. Let me make sure that's the case. Let's see. Revelation, 149. Beast System, 149. Antichrist, 149. Lightning Bolt, 149. And now you know why Obama's birthday is a day leaving 149 days left in the year. Okay, so you get it, right? I've been talking about this for a long time. All right? So, why do I believe in a rapture? And again, a lot of people would debate the timing, and I used to, I would always say it's pre-tribulation, right? And that was, a couple years ago. Now, I say I don't know. I lean more towards mid-tribulation now. But again, I really don't know. I'm not an expert on the timing of the rapture. A lot of people try to guess the date. I used to be honest. And I don't do that anymore, for the record. But I still do believe in a rapture. Here's why. 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. So caught up in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, that's physical. That's harpazo, that's a rapture. Now, Matthew 24 and Mark 13 say after the tribulation, and I don't know if that's talking about the rapture or the second coming, okay? But Matthew 24 also says, it's Matthew 24:40, then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. And then some people argue, they'll say, well, you don't want to be taken, right? But then I go back to 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17. Don't we want to be caught up, right, in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air? To me, those verses go hand in hand. But anyways, you have a right to your opinion. Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things, and that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. 1 Thessalonians 5:9, for God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Jesus Christ. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. 1 Corinthians 15:51 through 52, behold, I show you a mystery, we shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. And then a few more verses worth mentioning. John 14:2-3. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And Titus 2:13, looking for that blessed hope and the glorious appearing of the great God and our Savior Jesus Christ. So, yeah, for those reasons, I do believe in a rapture. And according to Scripture, there is a rapture. Again, it's just the timing that's debated. Okay, so we've covered this, right? Alien or comet, right? That's from Fox News, more planting the seeds for the alien invasion story, which I believe is going to be the rapture cover-up story. And, yeah, the other key point here, the 33s, right? They sure love that number 33. Okay. So I'm going to come back to that stuff later. And then we talked about this. Trump orders Pentagon to immediately restart nuclear weapons testing for first time in 33 years to compete with Russia and China. Again, they sure love that number 33. So thank you to Mac on Facebook. He let me know, to be exact, we get this news 33 years and 36 days after the last nuclear test, which was September 23rd, 1992. So they also use the number 36, right? So you got 33 years, 36 days. Of course, 3-6 is like 3 sixes, like 666, and the 36 triangular number is 666. You remember the Terminator connection? Remember Skynet goes online on Obama's birthday in the movie? Here, I'll just pull it up. And for the record, I said in the last live stream that I gotta stop doing like recaps where like I go over everything. And it's not that I changed my mind, which I'm allowed to change my mind. But you guys know I've been a little bit hard on myself lately where I don't want to be like a liar or lie about anything or misspeak. It's very hard for me. I'm just being honest. It's very hard for me when I bring up a topic to not go over the numbers and to not cover everything kind of connected to it. So I don't know if I'll ever truly get past that. It's part of my OCD perfectionism. It's a real thing. There's good and bad about it. It makes me a good decoder, but it drives me nuts. So anyways, for the record, we are going to do a little bit of recapping today. Some Obama 666, some 222, some Trump 666. I'm not going to cover everything. All right. If you want everything, you got to go watch this video we did right here. This I pretty much did recap almost everything. But yeah, I'm going to try to get better with this. But yeah, it's just in my nature, and it's just how I am. So you see how I just brought up that the 36 triangular number is 666? Well, that immediately made me think of Terminator, right? Which we just talked about recently. Shout out to Robert Fink on Facebook. He's the one that gave me the heads up on this. So Skynet AI, remember it went live on August 4th, 97. That was Obama's 36th birthday. And the 36 triangular number 666. Well, that would be one thing by itself. But then somebody left this in the comments, and I forget who it was. So shout out to you. Sorry for not remembering your name. He pointed out in the comments that not only did Skynet go online on Obama's 36th birthday in the 36 triangular number 666, but Skynet went online on Obama's birthday 666 weeks after the movie came out. How about that? And for the record, let me say this. For anyone who doesn't like me going over the same stuff, remember, I also put out short videos. Like, I've been trying to put out a lot of videos that are between like 2 and 5 minutes. So you don't always have to watch the live stream. That's up to you. The live streams are for like the longer discussions. If you just want the quick stuff, watch the shorter videos. And also remember, I post everything to the community section, right? So don't think that you have to watch all this. It's up to you, okay? Here, let me check the comments real quick because I'm seeing a lot of comments come in. Freedom from the Matrix says, I got to go to bed, Joseph. Can't wait to rewatch all this. All right, have a good rest. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you, Mr. S. Good to see you. Much love to everyone in the chat. I'm just scrolling up. Yes, Jesus is King. Amen. Hello, Christopher. Christopher thinks the tribulation starts in November. All right. Thank you, J. Kenneth says, I'm new to your channel thanks to Mark A. I assume that's Mark Allison, and Franchot Blue. So glad I came looking for you. What a great help you have been already. All I can say is beautiful work. Bathe in prayer. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Daryl. Obama the AC. I agree. All right. Sorry if I missed anyone. How was spacecraft? I think it said spacecrafts. Let's see. That wasn't my list, by the way. I don't remember exactly. I think that was a list from Tommy Truthful. Long time ago. But I think it said spacecrafts is what it said. Let's see. Whoop. Yep. Like alien spacecrafts. There you go. Spacecrafts. 666. Does that help? Who asked that question? Mike Smith? Does that clear it up? I think I only read like a couple off the list. What was the other one? Alien demons? I might have read some others. I don't know. It's hard to keep track. But there you go. Yeah, alien demons, spacecraft, 666, like the full name of NASA, which is in a different cipher. Okay. So yeah, I brought up the 36 connection. Let's just get through this Terminator thing real quick. So, hey, Katie. The 36 triangular number, 666. Skynet went online on Obama's birthday, his 36th birthday, 666 weeks after the movie came out. The movie came out in the year 84. Remember, it went online on Obama's birthday, 84. Movie came out in 84 days from Obama's birthday, and it came out 84 days after Obama was born, and Obama equals 84. That's a lot. Skynet equals Barack Obama, 68 and 32. Movie came out 2 months, 22 days from Obama's birthday, the Antichrist Barack Obama 222, that big number with him. We're going to talk about that later. The Skynet funding bill passed on Obama's birthday in 97. It was 97 when Obama joined the Illinois State Senate. And here's the guy who plays Dr. Miles Bennett Dyson, the guy who invented Skynet. So he's played by Joe Morton. Joe Morton equals 44. There he is with Obama. He's got an Obama shirt on for the record. Joe Morton equals 44, like Obama number 44. And then look at his birthday, 10/18. Like Luke 10:18, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. We've talked about that number with Little Nas X, with the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes. He thanked Obama for the Montero album, for the gift for the Montero album that came out 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. And remember, he was represented in that music video, J. Christ. Now, see, I'm going to hold myself back because I could pull up the whole Little Nas X list and go through it all, but I'm going to control myself. All right? Not going to do it. Also, Brittany Griner with the Luke 10:18 birthday, found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday, got the round of applause from Joe Biden at the White House dinner at 10:18 p.m. There was another, you have, what is it? Remember Griner missed 474 days of basketball, Akhenaten 474, like Barack Obama, Beast Obama, Fallen Angel, the Phoenix, they're all 474. right? Why does that matter? That Griner missed 474 days because Akhenaten equals 474. Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. Shout out to Franchise. Akhenaten, the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. And remember, they look identical. Obama and Akhenaten, you put their names together, Akhenaten Obama equals 666. I showed the video in that last video. Back here, we showed the clip of Obama touring the pyramids, where he saw the image with the ears. He said, "Oh, look at those ears. Looks like me," right? Then don't forget, Leave the World Behind. The little girl trying to finish. That's Obama's movie where the little girl's trying to finish the last episode of Friends, which is season 10, episode 18. And the director of Leave the World Behind, his birthday and Obama's birthday are 10 months, 18 days apart. And the star of the movie, Julia Roberts, her initials JR1018, Matthew Perry from Friends, died on her birthday. They used to date right before the movie came out. Remember, the movie has a big connection to Friends. And Matthew Perry said he had a man crush on Obama. And remember, he died 666 months after his character's birthday in the show. And then Bing is 192. He played Chandler Bing. Bing 192, Obama 192, Leave the World Behind 192, Great Tribulation 192. Movie ends in the Commodus Bunker, who died in 192. So you have that 192 1018 connection, just like Little Nas X with the 1018 Satan shoes in that J. Christ video. He put it out with 19.2 million subs. So anyways, I could go on and on, but I don't want to get off track more than we already have. Barack Obama jokes about Terminator-style war with robots. There he is with the Terminator. And then I'll be back. The next time I'm back, I may not be wearing a suit. The Terminator said I'll be back. By the way, back to the 84s, which we just went over. I think Terminator Barack Obama is... see, this is what happens. Terminator, Barack Obama. We start going too many directions, man. But, like I said, I can't seem to help myself. Oop, someone's calling me. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. See how Terminator Barack Obama is also 84? To go with it going online on his birthday, 84, came out in 84, 84 days from his birthday. And it came out 84 days after he was born. Obama's 84. And then you see the 201. Terminator Barack Obama 201. Like the son of perdition, Barack Hussein Obama 201. That old serpent 201. Event 201 on 1018. Preparing for Disease X. 201 days from Obama's birthday and 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic. Let me pull out the 201 list real quick because we're going to talk about the Queen later. So let me give you the 201 connection with the Queen and Obama. Hold on. I should have that one memorized by now. One second. I got all these notes, man. Yeah, so the Queen died 201 days after testing positive, and the Queen tested positive 201 days from Obama's birthday. And the Queen died 20 weeks and 1 day after her birthday. And there's a lot more I could say about the 201, but I'm gonna not do it. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and shut this down. We've covered all that. But yeah, like, instead of just saying, I'm going to stop doing these recaps in the future and I'm just going to keep it simple and all that, it's nice to say that, but, I don't want to put any extra pressure on myself to, like, have to perform a certain way. I kind of just, like, freestyling it and saying whatever I feel needs to be said. So if I have to sit here and recap everything every time and it turns into a 3-hour live stream every time, so be it. Again, if you don't like it, it's okay. I understand. Not everyone has 3 hours for a live stream, but again, go watch the shorter videos. Go check the community posts. All right. So we talked about the 33 and the 36. So, before I start with Erika Kirk and her black leather pants and all the 88s, let's go down memory lane and talk about, I can get rid of this, right? Full name of NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration equals 666. Probably not a coincidence, but remember Charlie Kirk and the 33 thing? Right? I don't think immediately equals 33. At least not in the ciphers I use. Where do you see immediately 33? Let's see. What cipher is that? Oh, in Chaldean? Yeah, I don't use Chaldean, but I know a lot of people do. So let's check it out. IMM EDI ATE LY. Let's check out Chaldean here. Am I missing it? Oh, down here. I see. All right, there you go. In Chaldean, which is a cipher I don't use, but some people do use that. Yeah, immediately has the 33. All right, cool. And notice that's the word they highlight, right? Immediately. They highlight that. I wonder how much more I would have found over the years if I would have used Chaldean. I don't know if I'm going to start that or not. Probably not, but I try to keep it to the ciphers I've been using. But all right, good catch. Okay, so since we're talking about 33 here, and I'm really only going to bring this up because I plan on talking about Charlie Kirk anyways. So I figured we would bring this up. Remember Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the Charlie Kirk deal with the 33-hour manhunt? Remember that? The old 33-hour manhunt where he was arrested 33 days from Charlie Kirk's birthday. Charlie Kirk allegedly shot 33 weeks after the inauguration, shot 33 days from the Utah Valley University president's birthday. His memorial was 3 weeks and 3 days from Kirk's birthday, allegedly shot with 3 months and 3 weeks left in the year. The memorial in Glendale, which equals 33, located at 33 degrees north. And what else? Neck equals 33. His shirt said freedom, which equals 33. Masonry equals 33. The highest degree of the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree. Erika Kirk has 3 Ks in her name. K is 11 times 3, 33. The 3 rows of the 47 hats. 4 plus 7, 11 times 3, 33. There's Erika's ring with the G, like the Masonic logo. And there's so much I'm forgetting, but I'm going to show you how the connection between Charlie Kirk and Freemasonry. Remember, Trump called him a master builder at the memorial. And then Charlie Kirk's dad was an architect for like Trump Tower. And then Candace Owens said, I'm one of the Masons here at Turning Point USA. There's so much. Then I showed the clip of Charlie Kirk talking about Freemasonry. Here, let's see. Let's see if I can get away with that real quick. Charlie Kirk, Freemasons.
What do you think about about the Freemasons? I've seen a lot of conspiracies and a lot of good stuff. I don't have strong opinions about it, honestly. Yeah, I mean, it could be right. I've known some people that have been Masons that have just been like regular, everyday people, but I'm open-minded. What do you?
All right. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for that. Can't really pause a short, so normally I like to pause the videos, but if I go down, you know, I'll see you on the backup channel, I guess, or I don't know. Anyways, so there's that, right? Let's not forget the case number for Tyler Robinson adds up to 33. 700900584 added up equals 33. And let's see, South Park Charlie Kirk episode. That was the 330th episode of South Park. 330. The episode features Eric Cartman becoming right-wing podcasters, the latter in a parody of Charlie Kirk. And I'll show you how Eric Cartman equals Charlie Kirk. Then remember, it was like episode number 33 where Charlie Kirk was talking about a public execution that happened on September 10th. I'm going to go through the list quickly as I can. Eric Cartman. I was hoping we were done talking about Charlie Kirk, but what happened yesterday needs to be discussed. So here we are again. There you go. See how Charlie Kirk equals Eric Cartman in 3 ciphers? And guys, please hit that like button. Would be very much appreciated. So yeah, that was episode 330. Drop the 0, right? So the case number adds up to 33. All the 33s, right? So let's just go, before we talk about the new stuff with Erika Kirk, let's just go do a short trip down memory lane, some of the key points here. I'm not going to, well, let's just see what happens. Charlie Kirk has the same birthday as George FLOYD, right? What are the odds? We're going to talk about the 88s. There's more 159s I could mention. There's actually a lot of 159s. Yikes. This honestly could turn into one of them longer live streams. I got to bring up the other 159s. Remember this one? Mark Rosario on the ID equals Donald Trump in Hilton Hotel. Here. Maybe recent posts. If not, it might be in with the Bad Bunny stuff. No, it ain't going to come up this way. Alright, let's just type in Bad Bunny. That might get us those 159s. Let's see, this might have it. Is it buffering for anybody else? I got it on in front of me. It doesn't look like we're buffering. Let me know, guys. Are we buffering? Ah, dang it. This don't have it. I made a good list of the 159s. Maybe this will have it. Yeah, Master Mason 159. It's a big piece of the puzzle here. There it is. Thank you, God. All right, so it's a long story, but we've been connecting Bad Bunny to Donnie Darko with the Bad Bunny. All right, this guy Frank the Rabbit, who the actor was born on September 10th. His name equals Charlie Kirk. Let's see here. Are we good, guys? No buffering? We're good? Okay. So, long story short, Donnie Darko Day is October 2nd. So, I pointed out how Bad Bunny was born 159 days from Donnie Darko Day, which is, Donald Trump 159. That's not that important. But these are pretty important. Okay, so this is the reason I brought up the 159 list. We just saw that. Where is it? Right here. I saw this. I said, oh man, I got to bring up the 159s. So, Charlie Kirk allegedly died 159 months after Turning Point USA was founded. And he also died 1 year, 59 days after Butler, where Trump got hit in the ear allegedly. And Donald Trump is 159. Of course, Charlie Kirk is the MAGA guy, right? Well, Erika and Charlie Kirk were married on May 8th, 2021, 159 days from Charlie Kirk's birthday, right? Kirk was allegedly killed 159 days from the anniversary of the MLK Jr. assassination. And Erika Kirk was born 159 days from Donald Trump's birthday. And, we connected this whole thing to the snake, right? He died, the year of the snake ends February 16th. So he died, allegedly, 159 days before the end of the snake year. Donald Trump, 159. Witchcraft, 159. Master Mason, 159. Scottish Rite, 159. And well before this Charlie Kirk stuff happened, I pointed this out way back when. Trump indicted and classified documents probe on June 8th. That was the 159th day of the year. Donald Trump, an indictment, 159. And then he had another indictment for the insurrection. That was on August 1st, 2023. That was 159 days before the anniversary of the insurrection. And then look, Donald Trump, indictment, insurrection, they're all 159. So, let's just go through some of this. Yeah, the 31, big number. Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk, they're both 31. Erika and Charlie allegedly have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Donald, Frank, TPUSA, Snake, they're all 31. Genesis 3-1, about the serpent or the snake. See how this is Bad Bunny, or this is the Bad Bunny from Donnie Darko, who was born on September 10th, like Charlie Kirk died. Charles James Kirk equals James Edward Duvall. Shout out to Decoding with Cody for that one. He's the king of Latin trap, which equals Turning Point USA. Back to the 31s, right? And this connects to the snake eyes, obviously, and all that. We're going to go through it all. We're already here. Just found 2 new connections to the 31. Tyler Robinson was born 31 weeks before Erika's birthday and 31 weeks after September 10th. Snake equals 31. TPUSA 31. Their kids are 3 and 1. Kirk died at 31, Genesis 3:1 about the snake, and I showed in my live today the video for talking about the game Snake. Go watch that video, how she said how much she loves the game Snake. Remember, she also saw Charlie in the snake of the ticket line in Israel. I showed in my live today the video for talking about the game Snake at 31 years old. She was 31 years old when she was talking about the Snake game. And Snake game equals 31, and it came out on Nokia, which is 31. So there you go. The Turning Point logo. Right, sometimes they use this one a lot lately, where it's like a full circle, like the Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. Might as well talk about this now. Remember the Utah musician who had the song before it happened? Utah, right? Like it happened in Utah. The song, Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 by God's Finest Scalpel, which equals Tyler Robinson, which it was on the track appeared on the release Monochopsis, which equals Tyler Robinson, and it was released on August 7th, which I believe is also the date of Snake Eyes. 252 days from the birthday of Tyler Robinson, Tyler James Robinson, 252. And Monochopsis equals Hunter Kozak and Orem. That's the guy who was asking the question to Charlie. So, yeah, there's all that. And remember, the whole point here, I was talking about the connection between Bad Bunny and Charlie Kirk and all that before the Charlie Kirk channel did a video on it. Bad Bunny is Bad for America, and that was before they announced their own halftime show. And then you got the snake on the wall here. So yeah, let's just go through this. Gosh, I didn't think we were going to go through all this again, but it's okay. So look at this. TPUSA equals snake, right? Utah equals snake. Don't tell me there ain't a connection here, all right, to the snake. We're in the year of the snake, right? We got Snake Eyes, which we'll talk about later. But in Snake Eyes, the U.S. politician Charles Kirkland is shot in the neck, right? Like Charles Kirk. Orem, where he was shot in Orem, means serpent or snake. Where they have the memorial, the State Farm Stadium, is shaped like a snake. And he died 225 days after the Year of the Snake began. Year of the Snake, 225. TPUSA equals Utah. Bad Bunny is a perfect match to the snake. But yeah, we went over all the 31. Snake 31, TPUSA 31, Genesis 3:1 about the snake, dead at 31. So there's definitely a snake connection. So remember, we have Charles Kirkland shot in the neck. And then we got in the movie Snake Eyes, right? We got the tropical storm Jezebel outside. And then we had the Jezebel website, had the witches put the curse on Charlie, allegedly. And the assassin in the movie is Tariq Rabbit. TR, like Tyler Robinson. And the movie was filmed in Trump's casino, right, which filed for bankruptcy on September 10th, 9/10. Then remember, we thought it said September 10th on the billboard. Turns out it was closer to September 19th. But anyway, still September, and the fight was at 10 p.m. But anyways, and yeah, September 19th, 1 + 9 is 10. In the movie Snake Eyes, the heavyweight boxer Lincoln Tyler is in the ring during the championship match when the assassination happens. Lincoln Tyler, 165, like Tyler Robinson. We'll talk more about the 165s later. He's Tyler the Executioner. Based on the VHS release from that era, the trailer for Dead Man on Campus was included in the VHS release of Snake Eyes, and the trailer for Snake Eyes was featured on the VHS release Dead Man on Campus. Get it? Charlie Kirk, Dead Man on Campus. I got this from Gematria Effect News for the record. And Dead Man on Campus was co-produced by Valhalla Entertainment. And remember, there should be 1,000 people watching this stream, but that's okay. Remember the director of Snake Eyes? he was married to the Valhalla Entertainment lady. Remember Nicolas Cage was married to Erika Koik? Come on, why doesn't this want to come up? Here we go. So this is the director of Snake Eyes, Brian De Palma. And here's one of his spouses right here, Gail Ann Hurd, the founder of Valhalla Entertainment. Wow. Who helped co-produce Dead Man on Campus, which was in the Snake Eyes trailer, and the Snake Eyes trailer was on Dead Man on Campus. Remember, Kash Patel said, "I'll see you in Valhalla." And then we got Nicolas Cage doing the Trump hands here, right? Like Charlie Kirk. It's a lot to get into. Shout out to Cody for this connection. Remember the woman in the white with the blonde hair from Snake Eyes who's talking to Charles Kirkland? Anyway, she was in a movie this year called Heads of State, where she played VP Elizabeth Kirk. So you got the Kirk and the EK. That movie's about assassins, by the way. And she was born, or her birthday. Erika Kirk was born 9 months and 10 days before Gugino's birthday. All right, Gugino wasn't born in 89, but her birthday is August 29th. So Erika Kirk, right? Remember Erika Kirk had the white suit and the blonde hair at the memorial, right? Erika Kirk was born 9 months and 10 days from her birthday. And her partner, this lady Gugino, her partner, Sebastian Gutierrez, he was born on September 10th. So that's pretty wild. We're going to talk about the 88s. We're going to talk about all the Donnie Darko stuff. Remember at the end of the movie, you got the 47 on, I think that's an ambulance. We're going to go over all the 666s. So we talked about the 165. Lincoln Tyler, 165. Tyler Robinson, his last words, counting or not counting gang violence, 165. Orem, 165. Believe everything except your eyes, 165. And the guy who played Charles Kirkland, who got shot in the neck, his birthday, 165 days from Tyler Robinson's birthday, and Trump was born on the 165th day of the year. So here's the Charlie Kirk show talking about Bad Bunny. Look at the image they show. One of them. Does that not look like a snake in his hair? Right? There he is with the snake shoes on. Is that a little snake? Just kidding. Let's see. What else with Bad Bunny? All right, so we're caught up on those 159s. We can go ahead and get rid of him. Here, for the record, let's make sure we're not missing anything since we're doing the whole thing here. I had another post on Bad Bunny. Let's just make sure I didn't miss anything. Hey, Gene Spice. Good to see you. Hey, Bones. Oh, yeah, and shout out to Bones. He's the one who gave me the heads up on the 33 with the nuclear weapons. So thank you, Bones, for that. What am I looking up? Bad Bunny, one more time. And then we're going to go through some of the other stuff with Erika Kirk. She's my kind of crazy connection. So yeah, here's Bad Bunny. Wearing the dresses, the one-eye symbolism, the devil horns, the black and white checkerboard. He was announced as the performer 133 days before the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny 133 football, 133 Bad Bunny perfect match to football. He was announced halftime performer on day number 271 of the year. Halftime performer 271. Halftime show equals Freemasonry, and halftime equals Lucifer. Fun facts. And then shout out Jurassic Liars. He pointed this out, how in I Pet Goat 2, you have the bad bunny, right? Like an evil bunny. See the bullet hole in the ear, like Trump. And then you have what looks like a Super Bowl trophy. Don't forget I Pet Goat 2 equals 666, and I Pet Goat 2 equals Donald Trump. You also have Trump in the scene with the, you can tell it's him by the way he's doing his hands. I'm going to repeat all this off a list when we go through the 88s. I'm going to talk about this. She's My Kind of Crazy. Look at this overlap. TPUSA equals Utah. Utah equals snake. And TPUSA equals snake. Like, that's pretty crazy, man. What's this? Snake Eyes came out 105 days from Erika's birthday. Charlie Kirk 105. Like masonry. Okay. All right, let's go through this list. Charles James Kirk, 163 and 64, like STAGED shooting. How about that? I think I have a longer list of 666 towards the end. So yeah, we thought it was September 10th on that billboard. It was still September. I think it was September 19th, 1 + 9, 10. But allegedly, there were shirts made that say September 10th. And then Tyler Ruiz, another TR, like Tyler Robinson. Remember, the assassin was Tariq Rabbit. So. But yeah, it was filmed at Trump's Taj Mahal, which filed for bankruptcy on September 10th. And then they do show a 9 and a 10 around the time of the shooting in the movie. But yeah, here's the billboard. See how it could almost be mistaken for a 10, but it's a 19. But 1 + 9 is 10. Yeah, his father, Robert Kirk, is an architect who was involved in the construction of Trump Tower. Remember, you had Erika Kirk and the Trump beauty pageants. All right, let's talk about She's My Kind of Crazy, I guess. I don't know if all this is in order, but remember the music video with Erika Kirk, She's My Kind of Crazy, where she's ziplining past the 9-10, and then she left a comment that said, "What a blast." Tyler and I had shooting this video. Tyler, like Tyler Robinson shooting, right? And then we found out, thanks to Jurassic Liars and people that let him know, we found out she left this comment on September 10th. I'll show you that too when it comes up. Can you believe that? Not only did she fly past the 9-10 in the video and say she had a blast shooting with Tyler, she left that comment on September 10th. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. But yeah, there's a website called Hadsy where you can copy and paste a YouTube link, and it'll let you know when a comment was made. She's flying past the Fremont, right, which has connections to Utah, but Fremont also means freedom, like Kirk's shirt said freedom. The video, 3 minutes and 22 seconds, 322 Skull and Bones. Kirk died 322 weeks after the Charlie Kirk show began. Here in the video, you have the guy throwing up the 666 with a little one-eye symbolism at the same time. You got this sign that says Diablo in the music video. At the end of the video, it ends on Ogden. The largest city named Ogden is in Utah. Fremont has two main connections to Utah. It's the name of an ancient archaeological culture that inhabited central Utah, and it's also the name of explorer John C. Fremont, who led expeditions through Utah. The first part of the song, she's got a butterfly tat on the back of her you-know-where. Of course, the butterfly is connected to Project MONARCH, which is connected to the CI.A, and Mind, CONTROL. And speaking of the CI.A, Tyler Robinson was allegedly born 666 months after the CI.A was founded. Here she is under a white tent in the music video, like Kirk was under a white tent. See how the focus is on her neck area? They didn't have to show this scene in the video, but she's got her hand by her neck. He's got her hand. She's got her hand by her neck. He's got his hands up by her neck, right? And then I kind of think there's a little resemblance here. This is the Tyler in the video. Notice the ears, eyes, and all that. And here's Tyler Robinson. Kind of similar. I'm going to talk about the 666 connections in a minute. So the lead singer of Emerson Drive, by the way, Emerson Drive equals turning point, for the record. Shout out to Geometry Effect News. I think he pointed that one out. I know. See, I shouldn't misspeak. I know it was him. Emerson Drive does equal turning point. And then I think Tyler Robinson might even have that 69. I think there's more 69s, but yeah, Tyler Robinson has that 69 too. But anyways, see how turning point 177, Emerson Drive 177, turning point 69, Emerson Drive 69, Tyler Robinson 69, and turning point 147, Emerson Drive 147. Is Erika Kirk 69? Yeah, there it is. So yeah, Emerson Drive 69, turning point 69, Tyler Robinson 69, Erika Kirk 69. That's a big number. It's been a while since I talked about that too much, but the Jesuit order 69, New World Order 69. So for the record, turning point has the same three numbers as Emerson Drive. I'm sure I've talked about 69 recently. I don't know. I'm so careful to not say anything that's I don't want to misspeak on anything, man. I've been I don't know what's going on with me lately. I just obviously I always want to be honest about everything. I don't want to say anything incorrect, man. It's this OCD perfectionism thing just flaring up in me. Anyways, the lead singer of so for the record, if I talked about 69 recently, okay. I don't remember when the last time was, but I'm sure I did. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, man. Excuse my OCD outburst there. Okay, so the lead singer of Emerson Drive, Brad Mates, he's got a son named Tyler Robert, kind of like Tyler Robinson, right? That's the lead singer. And then Cody pointed this out. Turning Point USA was founded in 2012. This music video came out in 2012. We talked about the case number adding up to 33. We talked about this. We talked about that. On September 26th, Erika Kirk was on the Charlie Kirk show. She totally looks like someone who just lost their husband, right? And now my mind is stuck on that 69. I'm trying to think, when's the last decode I did talking about 69? It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to say this right here because I'm not going to make some video apologizing in the future like, hey guys, I did talk about 69 last week and I'm a liar. So for the record, if I did, okay. I don't know why this is bothering me so much, man. It's literally OCD is what it is. If you don't have OCD and you don't know anyone who does, you probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but it stands for obsessive compulsive disorder. So like when you get fixated on something, you really get fixated on it. So as I'm trying to like go through all this decode now, I'm like, man, I hope I'm not mistaken. Like what if I talked about 69 like 3 days ago and I forgot? Now I'm a liar. Now I'm going to have to make a video explaining myself. Right? I got to get better with that. So y'all pray for me. It's a real thing. It is an absolute real thing. So anyways, September 26th, Erika Kirk was on the Charlie Kirk show. She totally looks like someone who just lost their husband, right? Which goes with her her black, I'll get to this slide, which goes with her black leather pants, right? I don't know if I'd be wearing that if I just lost my husband. Let me correct myself. I 1000% would not be wearing that. Obviously, I'm a man, so I'm not wearing these pants anyway, but if I just lost my if I just lost my spouse, right, I am not wearing these black leather tight pants, right? And, nothing against, well, let me be truthful here. I think if you are claiming to be a born-again Christian and speaking for God, I don't really think you should be wearing skin-tight black leather pants anywhere in general. And if that hurts your feelings, oh well. If you're somebody that likes to wear skin-tight black leather pants, I think we should dress modestly, And yeah, that's not being modest, right? And so there's that. But also, if you just lost your husband, especially in that way, not that it really matters which way, but, such a dramatic event and traumatic, whatever. Why is she wearing them pants? Y'all know what I'm saying? Why is Erika Kirk wearing skin-tight black leather pants while getting all cozy with JD Vance? Okay, you get my point, hopefully. And why is she laughing so much? Why is she having such a good old time? All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back, okay? We'll continue this in a second. All right, guys, I'm back. So, remember when Erika Kirk said she saw Charlie in the snake of the ticket line? I mean, who says that? She says she saw him in the snake of the ticket line. And remember, we watched the video. You can go see the video of her with the snake eyes looking all crazy. But yeah, there's another snake connection. And then here's the proof that she left that comment about shooting with Tyler on September 10th. What a blast Tyler and I had shooting this video with you guys. And then it says over here, September 10th, right there. So, I mean, that's pretty crazy. There it is. Nicolas Cage was married to a woman named Erika Koik. Look at that. Erika spelled the same. With the three, got the 3 Ks. Isn't that wild? The guy from Snake Eyes. And who was it? Jane. I forget exactly the name of the person. Might have been Jane C. I don't know. But thank you to whoever let me know that one. We talked about the 31s. Yeah, so she said she loved to play the game Snake. And Snake was also available on phones in 1998, which is the year that Snake Eyes came out, which is 666 times 3, by the way. And Snake equals Nokia. We talked about this. All right, so the 666 connection. Remember, Ball Don't Lie pointed this out. She made her 666th Instagram post, which was a tribute to Charlie, on 1010, and Satan equals 10. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan, got the lightning bolt on the tent, right? Satan falls like lightning, Luke 10:18. But look at all these 666 connections. So Charlie Kirk allegedly died 6 years, 66 days after the Charlie Kirk show began. Wow. If you go forward in time from the day he died, if you go forward 666 days, you would land on the anniversary of the show. How about that? The actor who plays Charles Kirkland in Snake Eyes, who gets shot in the neck, he was 66 years, 6 months old when Tyler Robinson was born. And Tyler Robinson was born 666 months after the CI.A was founded. And Trump brought up Rush Limbaugh at the memorial, said that Charlie Kirk was a big Rush Limbaugh fan. And he died 666 days after Rush Limbaugh died. And his memorial was 666 weeks after his birth. And his memorial was also 666 days after his birth. Wow. And again, Snake Eyes came out in 1998, which is 666 times 3. But yeah, that's a lot of connections. And here he is holding up the hand sign. I think I got it all. I think I got it in there. So then he was on the Charlie Kirk show where this guy named Tyler brings up a specific public, or not public. This was a specific, Charlie Kirk was talking about public executions, how like people should watch them and stuff. And this guy named Tyler brought up a specific execution that happened in France in 1977. And it just happened to be September 10th, 1977. They don't say that in the show. And thank you, who left this? LOL is sick or something like that. It was on Cody's comments where I found this. But yeah, long story short, guys, they're doing a show talking about public executions. And this guy named Tyler brings up a specific execution that happened in France in 1997, which happened September 10th. And that was, he was executed by guillotine, which is connected to the neck area, right? And that was on Charlie Kirk Thought Crime episode number 33, to go with all the 33s that we talked about earlier. Oh, I forgot about this one. Shout out to Glenn G on X. We went through all the 33s earlier. You'll have to go back. Charlie Kirk was 330 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days old when he married Erika Kirk. How about that? 33033 to go with all the other 33s we talked about earlier. I forgot about that one. So you see how not only did he die 6 years, 66 days after the Charlie Kirk show began, it was also 322 weeks after the Charlie Kirk show began. 322, like She's My Kind of Crazy is 322 long. See how Orem, Utah equals killing in 3 ciphers? Orem, Utah, 115. Freemasons, Masonic, Charles Kirk, they're all 115. See how Orem, Utah equals assassin in 2 ciphers? We talked about that. Here he is grabbing his neck. Like, you know, what's up with that? So yeah, to go with all the other Masonic connections, Charlie Kirk 105, like Masonry 105. Charles Kirk 115, like Freemasons, Masonic, Orem, Utah, assassin, killing, they're all 115. Charlie Kirk 75, Tyler Robinson 75. Order Out of Chaos 75. Actually, that reminds me of the Mossad connection. Let's see. Which... what was it? 75 years after Mossad was founded. In like 27,666 days. See how Mossad was founded 75 years ago? We're just going to punch in that. And wasn't it also 666 days after King Charles turned 75 years old? Shout out to Cody for both of these finds. The Mossad and King Charles connection. But yeah, let's look it up real quick. $12-13-49. So, including the end date, Charlie Kirk allegedly died 27,666 days after Mossad was founded. Or if you do years, you get 75 years after Mossad was founded. To go with Charlie Kirk 75, Tyler Robinson 75, Order Out of Chaos 75. I think New World Order is also 75. Yeah. Tyler Robinson 165, like Scottish Rite, and a Tyler is an appointed officer, also known as the outer guard, who guards the lodge room, the Masonic lodge. Tyler. Here's some hand signs. Erika Kirk's just saying, I love you. Nope, devil horns. That's another way to do devil horns without being too obvious. So if Erika Kirk's doing just doing I love you and not the devil horns, what is Charlie Kirk doing here? Right? $666, more devil horns. So yeah, we're going to talk about Trump and 666 later. I guess I can mention some of these now. Remember when Trump announced re-election? 666 days after his last full day in office. And he met with Putin 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days after they last met. And Butler, they said Kimberly Cheadle dropped the ball. The director of the Secret Service, Trump was hitting Butler allegedly 666 days after she assumed office. Remember, Butler was on the 195th day of the year. Trump shooting 195, Trump head wound 195, Corey Comparator 195. They use symbolism from Revelation 13:3 about the deadly head wound that was healed. That whole verse, Revelation 13:3 equals 1,086, and Crooks was 1,086 weeks old. While Trump was president, COVID declared a pandemic 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation. 666, Trump's favorite hand sign. More of it. Harry's just saying I love you, right? Just like Obama, I'm sure. All right, guys. Believe it or not, I think we went through pretty much everything with Charlie Kirk. And if there's anything I forgot, well, go watch all the other videos. Here's another 666 with Trump. When he announced the peace deal, the Gaza peace deal on October 8th, that was 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days after he made the statement, I am the chosen one. But that date also is connected to Obama with the 666. We'll get to that. Okay, let's get back to Erika Kirk. So why am I bringing up Charlie Kirk again today? Well, Gematria Effect News, or it might be Number Games now, with Zach Hubbard. He did a video last night, and even though he doesn't like me, that's okay. I still try to give credit. But he did a video last night pointing this out, and I admit, in the past I have been guilty of not giving people credit. So I'm trying to do that now to the best of my ability, even to people that don't like me. But yeah, I don't want to steal anyone's work and not give them credit. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I have done that in the past. So God forgive me. So he pointed this out in a video last night, and then I found some other additions to go with this. But long story short, this was in the news yesterday. Let me zoom in for you. Massive crowds line up in the rain at Ole Miss for Turning Point USA event with VP Vance Erika Kirk. And that was on October 29th, right? So Erika Kirk with JD Vance, 88 days after the birthday of JD Vance. All right? Why does that matter? Well, this is a Turning Point USA event, number one. Turning Point USA equals 88. Erika Kirk was born in the year 88. And then I found this out later after I put out my video. Number one, Turning Point USA CEO equals 88. She's now the Turning Point USA CEO, right? Let's just type that in so you can see. Turning Point USA CEO. See? Turning Point USA CEO is 88. Oops. And then I also found out, I just typed in Erika Kirk 88 to see if anything would come out. It says here, inside Erika Kirk's apparel company with $88 CONSPIRACY THEORIST sweatshirts. Okay, so not only are they $88, but that C word, right? They said Noah was a CT, right? But yeah, $88 talking about the C word. Isn't that interesting? With Erika Kirk. So yeah, let's get to the point here. I'm going to try to speed this up. Erika Kirk with JD Vance, 88 days after the birthday of JD Vance. Turning Point USA, 88. Turning Point USA CEO, 88. Remember, JD Vance is the guy who met with the Pope the day before he died at the age of 88. And look at this one I found. This was also not in my video. White House and Congress seek $88 million for extra security in wake of Charlie Kirk killing. Look at that. Are you kidding me? White House, like Trump lives at the White House. White House and Congress seek $88 million for extra security. And why is that so wild? Because Kirk was allegedly shot 88 days from Trump's birthday. And Trump equals 88. All right? And remember the actor Charles Kirkland from Snake Eyes, who got shot in the neck? He was 88 years old when Charlie Kirk got shot, allegedly. So let me see. Did I go over everything here? I think I did. So let me bust out the old 88 Trump list. To save time, I just wrote down the key points here. Let me take a sip of water. For the record, beast equals 88. Not saying Trump is the beast, but he definitely works for the beast system. And remember, beast system is 888. Here, let me just show you beast real quick. Beast is going to be 88 and 47. See that? See how beast is 88 and 47, and Trump is number 47, and Trump equals 88 and 47. See that? Trump 88, 47, beast 88, 47. But yeah, then we pull in the 888s. We talked about this number recently. Let's see. Can I pull up this post real quick? Hold on. Donald J. Trump is 888. The Art of the Deal, 888. B System, 888. Mar-a-Lago, 888. Donnie Darko takes place in Middlesex, which is 888. Cody did a video recently on the arches in the 888. People are saying live. What happened? Oh, are we live or rerun? Yeah, we're live. It's when I used to sell man cave stuff. Shame on me. Let's just type in 888. If I can't find Cody's recent stuff on 888, it's whatever. Yeah, Cody recently found some good 888s. I can't seem to find it right now. Here, you know what I can do? I'll just go to my photos. See if I can find it this way. Wasn't too long ago. Might be it right there. Yeah, so, yeah. So Cody pointed out Triumphal Arch 888. Like time portals, like Jesus Messiah, Time Traveler, Emmett Brown, Donald J. Trump, Mar-a-Lago, The Art of the Deal. And he made the calm before the storm statement 888 days before COVID declared a pandemic. Let me just pull up the Sumerian ciphers. But anyways, see how Beast System is 888. Middlesex 888. That's the town from Donnie Darko. Time Traveler 888. Back to the Future connection. All right, you get the point. So the 8s are big with Trump, right? So let me go through my list of 88s for you here. And there's more. This is just, the key one. So Trump equals 88. Remember when Trump put up the 88-foot tall flagpoles while talking about 88 billion in tariffs? Trump's text number is 88022. The raid on Mar-a-Lago was August 8th, 88. Back to the Future, they got to reach 88 miles per hour. Biff represents Trump. Donnie Darko, which is connected to Trump. That movie is set in the year 88. The numbers on Donnie's arm add up to 88. Donald J. Darko is played by Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal, which equals 88. And Frank the Rabbit actor was born 88 days from Trump's birthday. Frank gets shot. Remember, Frank equals Donald, and Rabbit equals Trump. And then you have the Rabbit, an iPet goat 2 with a bullet hole in the ear. Trump was allegedly shot in Butler 88 months after the Snoop Dogg video Lavender, where Snoop Dogg's pointing the gun at Trump. Remember the would-be assassin, Thomas Crooks, his birthday 9/20/03, I believe. The 8,888th prime number, right? Facebook once removed 88 Trump ads for violating policy against organized hate. Trump released a list of 88 generals and admirals supporting his run for president. In 88, Trump was on Oprah talking about running for president one day. He said he ended 8 wars in 8 months. Kirk was shot 88 days after Trump's birthday, which is on the list. Turning Point USA 88. And then he recently talked about the new ballroom. He said the old ballroom held 88, right? When it really held like 200. But he said it held 88 and ballroom equals 88. And there were more 88s with the ballroom and a lot more I could say with the 999 is the upside down 666, and the difference between 999 and 88 is 911, like Revelation 911. And that whole verse, Revelation 9:11, about a bad dawn, like Trump is a bad dawn. That whole verse equals 614. Shout out to Gematinator85 and Cody for pointing that out, like Trump's birthday, 614. And he was number 45 and number 47, and 4 plus 5 is 9, and 4 plus 7, 11. Let me pull up the 88s one more time. I just want to make sure I'm correct on the birthday of Crooks being 9/20/03, the 8,888th prime number. 1 second. Also, for anyone who thinks these live streams are too long, you're probably right. But here, should we just play the clip real quick? You're probably right, but remember, you can watch these on fast forward when I get done.
This was the ballroom, and this room holds 88 people, and the new one will hold 999 people, which is a difference. I say 98.
Right, and there were other 88s. Remember, we connected it with Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball, like they're calling him King Cyrus, or Cyrus the Great, rather. See, not only Ballroom 88, East Wing Demolition 88, Ballroom Construction 88. He was on the Wrecking Ball like Miley Cyrus 88 months before the demolition began. And the music video for Wrecking Ball came out 88 days from Trump's birthday. And the Ballroom was announced 8 months and 8 days from the birthday of Miley Cyrus. So, yeah, go watch the Ballroom videos. There's a lot more I could say. But, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm correct on the 9/20/03. Yeah. See the birthday of Crooks? 9/20/03 up top. That's the 8,888th prime number. So, something about them 88s and Trump, right? And then, we talked about Back to the Future, 88 miles per hour. Cody pointed out, I believe it was Casio that came out with a Back to the Future watch. It was like 8,800 days after 9/11. That came out, and Casio equals 88. I believe that's what it was. Casio, 88. Isn't California 88? The out of time plate from Back to the Future is a California plate. So yeah, it's a California plate. There's another 88 for you. California. Yeah, spelled that right. Okay. So, I think we are done with the Kirk talk. Thank God. And we already talked about the pants, right? So, yeah, we're moving on today. Can't promise you I'll never talk about it again, because there's going to be more stuff that comes out, man, with this Charlie Kirk. But trust me, I don't like recapping all this stuff with Charlie Kirk, but sometimes you got to do it. But maybe not every time. Maybe the next time I go live and talk about them, I'll just say, hey, go watch this video. All right? Because this will have all the Charlie Kirk stuff. Okay, now let's talk about Obama and Trump. So shout out to 777 is 666 on X or Twitter. I still like to call it Twitter, but I saw this post from him and wanted to talk about it. So he pointed out that Donald Trump was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old when he was first inaugurated. That's including the end date. And while that's how old Trump was, 70 years. Right here, I can just pull it up for you. That way you can see it. And guys, keep hitting that like button when you come in. Very much appreciated. 1/20/2017. And Trump was born, 6/14/46. So like I said, including the end date. Hold on, let me check something else out real quick. All right. Hold on. Okay, let's just keep it simple here. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. So, including the end date, when Trump was inaugurated, he was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old. Pretty wild, right? Like Aleister Crowley in the 777, right? But anyways, in gematria, order out of chaos equals 777. But while Trump was 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days old when he was inaugurated, Obama was living in his 666th month of life. So, more specifically, long story short, when Obama left office, he was 665 months and 16 days old. Yes, someone who is 665 months and 16 days old is in their 666th month of life. Okay? So I think that's definitely worth mentioning that Obama left office while he was in his 666th month of life. All right, so we're adding that to the list. Now, another thing that he found, all right, all credit to God, but credit to him pointing this out also. Notice the horns. They always do that with a lot of people, not just Trump and Obama, the horns on the head. But Time Magazine named Barack Obama its Person of the Year for 2012 on December 19th, 2012. This was the second time receiving the honor. So he pointed out that when Obama was named Person of the Year, it was 66 years, 6 months, and 6 days after Donald Trump was born. All right? So there's another connection between those two with the 666. And I believe, for the record, I believe this guy on X, he thinks it's Trump, right? And I don't blame him or anybody for thinking it's Trump, all right? I used to, honestly, I used to get mad at people when they'd come in here and they'd be like, Trump is the Antichrist, because here I am trying to explain how it's Obama, but there's so many connections, too, with Trump and the 666. I don't blame anybody, And I'm going to go through some of those examples today. But yeah, I do believe he thinks Trump is the Antichrist. So I'm being thorough and showing you both sides here. So long story short, when Obama was named a Person of the Year, it was 66 years, 6 months, and 6 days after Trump was born. Okay? And then he also pointed this out. I thought this was worth sharing. Justin Trudeau's government was sworn in on November 4th, 2015. All right? Trudeau has stood for election to the House of Commons 5 times. So I think what he's pointing out here, when Trudeau first met with Donald Trump, it says Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and U.S. President Donald Trump had their first official meeting in Washington on Monday. That was on February 13th, 2017. So long story short, I think what he's pointing out here, Trudeau first met with Donald Trump 66 weeks and 6 days after he became Prime Minister. Let's make sure. Let's go to Justin Trudeau Wiki. Isn't he dating like Katy Perry or something like that? Okay, so he was in office November 4th, 2015. There you go. November 4th, 2015 to their first meeting, 66 weeks and 6 days. Okay, now, here's what I talked about in my last live stream, and I want to go over this again because I found something new at the end of that live stream, and then when we got done, I found this part. So, during the 2015 White House Correspondents' Center, President Barack Obama joked about bringing about the biblical end of days in a sarcastic reference to a political opponent's previous remarks. Just this week, Michelle Bachmann actually predicted that I would bring about the biblical end of days. Now, that's a legacy. That's big. I mean, Lincoln, Washington, they didn't do that. So, Michelle Bachmann equals 666. Biblical end of days equals 666. If you take the whole quote right here, it equals 6606. Drop the 0. You got 666. That's in satanic gematria. Remember, satanic gematria equals 666 in that cipher. And I found this after the fact. He made that statement on April 25th, 2015. If you go forward in time, 66 weeks and 6 days, you land on Obama's birthday. How about that? All right, now another thing he pointed out, 777 is 666. It was on Donald Trump's 66th birthday. Remember, number of the beast equals 66. It was on Donald Trump's 66th birthday that Obama signed the beam of the One World Trade Center with the WWW, which is basically 666 in Hebrew. In Hebrew gematria, W is represented by the letter Vav, which has a standard numerical value of 6. All right, Vav is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The Hebrew equivalent of our W is the letter Vav or Wa. The numerical value of Vav is 6. So the English WWW transliterated into Hebrew is Vav Vav Vav, which numerically is 666. See how Vav is W or V, numerical value 6. So remember when he signed the beam? We remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger. The WWW, which is like 666. All right, so we're going to add that to the list too. But yeah, that was on Trump's 66th birthday. Number of the beast equals 66. Okay, now before I get to this connection from Cable X about the digital ID, I want to go through... Here, let me play this first. Let me get this out of the way. Or you know what? Here, let me skip ahead. We're going to come back to this. So, I think I briefly mentioned this before. Pretty sure I did. So I put mentioned before. Robert Fink from Facebook found this. Biblical image of the beast. Barack Obama. 666. I think that's a good one. Remember, image made of Obama is also 666. Robert Fink also found this one. The name of Satan, Barack H. Obama, equals 666. All right, so now that I have that out of the way, I want to play this clip here. And this is something that Visionary Vet shared over a year ago. I've talked about this in the past, but not really recently. All right, so this is a movie, The Island of Dr. Moreau. And in this movie, he talks about some likeness to the beast. And I'm going to play it slow. And I believe... it, and so does Visionary Vet and other people, that it looks like Obama when he says this. Okay, let me turn it up. He talks to about some likeness of the beast.
Those times I look about me and my fellow man, and I'm reminded of some likeness to the beast people. And I feel as though the animal is surging up.
You guys see it? I don't know if you can hear. Let me turn my fan off maybe for 1 second. But he talks about some likeness to the beast. And it looks like, to me, it looks like Obama's mouth, Obama's ear, and Obama's eyes. Okay? In this movie, I believe came out in 96. Island of Dr. Moreau. Yeah, this came out in 96. Okay? And Obama didn't become a politician until 97. So I don't know if they used some technology to make him look older or how they did this, but and maybe it's not him, but he's literally talking about some likeness to the beast, and then they show images that look like Barack Obama. All right, so let me turn off my fan real quick, and then maybe you can hear it. Hold on. All right. Here we go.
And those times I look about me and my fellow man, and I'm reminded
You see the ears? Or the ear?
of some likeness to the beast people.
I mean, I know those eyes, man. That looks like Barack Obama to me. And notice they're not showing a full face. They're just showing like glimpses. So I'm going to play it one more time. Looks like Obama's mouth, ears, or ear, and eyes.
To the beast people. Those times I look about me and my fellow man, and I'm reminded of some likeness to the beast people. And I feel as though the animal is
All right.
surging up in them.
So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. And again, thank you to Visionary Vet. Go check him out. He pointed that out over a year ago. So I talked about it back then, but I haven't talked about it recently. And we played all the clips in this video. We played a bunch of clips of Obama. That's one I forgot. So anyways, just wanted to show that today. Okay, so we talked about this biblical image of the beast, Barack Obama. Let me start getting rid of some tabs here. We're going to leave that open. The name of Satan, Barack H. Obama. I think you lost me for a second, but we're back. I'll go ahead and close that. Okay. All right, so we're going to go through some more 666 connections with Trump and Obama. All right, just making sure we didn't miss anything. Okay, and then we're going to come back here and talk about digital ID and something that Cable X found. Okay, so we're going to go through some 666s now. I know you guys have seen this list a lot, but we got to do it again. And let me go turn the fan back on. Hold on one second. Okay, I'll try to go through this as quick as I can. So, shout out to Jurassic Liars Garo. He's the one who first found this. If you add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama, you get 163, 64, 323, 116. If you add that up, the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama, it equals 666. The day after Obama won the election, the Illinois Pick 3 lottery was 666. And remember, Obama is the senator from Illinois. So the day after he won the election, the Pick 3 lottery was 666 in Illinois. On Obama.org, for Obama's 60th birthday party, They asked people to chip in, get it, chip in, by donating either $6, $60, or $600, or any amount. But if you add up 6 plus 60 plus 600, it equals 666. That's pretty obvious. Obama's chef ID'd his paddleboarder who drowned near former President Martha's Vineyard estate. If you take the date that was in the news and you go back 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days, you land on Obama's last full day as president. And that happened at Turkeyland Cove, which equals 666, like the fallen angels. If you take the date that Michelle Obama's mom, Marion Robinson, her death was in the news, and you go back 666 days, you land on Obama's birthday. They say he's from Hawaii, which equals 666. He started his political career in Chicago, where they have the zip codes 60606 and 60666. Revelation 13:18, here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 603 Number of a man, Barack Obama, equals 666. He was born on the 216th day of the year. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. And he was born on the day leaving 149 days left in the year. Antichrist, 149. Revelation, 149. Beast System, 149. Lightning Bolt, 149. Yeah, I know he's not really from Hawaii, but they say he is, right? So the Antichrist, Obama, with his birthday, right? 8/4/1961. The Antichrist Obama, 8/4/1961 equals 666. So Newsweek has him as God of all things. In Hebrew language, the term El means deity or God. El Barack Hussein Obama II, his full name with L in front, equals 666. Remember, Akhenaten was the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty, 1018. Like Luke 10:18, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barak means lightning, bomb of the heights. So they look identical, are very similar, and you put their names together, Akhenaten Obama or Obama Akhenaten, it equals 666. When Trump announced the Gaza peace deal, October 8th, if you go forward 666 days, you land on Obama's birthday. And if you go back from that date, October 8th, go back 6 years, 66 days, you land on Obama's birthday. So Israel was allegedly attacked by Hamas 64 days after Obama's birthday. Israel 64, Barack Hussein Obama 64, the Antichrist 64. And then Israel formally declared war 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday. And also, remember they declared war on October 8th. If you go back 6 years, 66 days from when they declared war, you would land on Obama's birthday. And since I brought this up, this connection to the October 8th, let me be thorough here. And like I mentioned earlier, October 8th, when Trump announced the Gaza peace deal, that was also 6 years, 6 weeks, and 6 days after Trump said, I am the chosen one. All right? So you have a lot of 666 connections to Obama and Trump with that date. Where were we? I think we're here. Okay. So again, if you add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama, it equals 666. Number of a man, Barack Obama, 666. Barack Obama is the angel of light, 666. All these equal 666. Satan as Barack, Akhenaten Obama, Barack Obama Mark, Democrat Obama, Obama chip mark, image made of Obama, the fallen angels. They're all 666. When Obama was announced the winner for the Nobel Peace Prize, that was October 9th, 2009. If you go back 6 years, 66 days, you land on Obama's birthday. And then I mentioned this earlier, all the connections with Leave the World Behind and Obama, his connection to Friends, and Matthew Perry from Friends died right before the movie came out on Julia Roberts' birthday, star of the movie. And anyways, I mentioned all this earlier. He died 666 months after his character's birthday in the show. Chandler Bing. Bing 192, Obama 192, Leave the World Behind 192, Great Tribulation 192. Movie ends in the Commodus bunker, who died in the year 192. There are rumors that Obama was dating Jennifer Aniston, who was born 192 days after Obama's birthday. And then, yeah, there he is with Obama. He said he had a man crush on Obama. The last episode of Friends is season 10, episode 18, like Luke 10:18. And the director of the movie, his birthday and Obama's birthday separated by 10 months, 18 days. And Julia Roberts, star of the movie, her initials JR, 1018. And then we already talked about this earlier. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But remember, Terminator, Skynet went online on Obama's 36th birthday. The 36th triangular number is 666. And not only did it go online on his 36th birthday, it went online 666 weeks after the movie came out. And I already talked about this. Yeah, that might be it for that list. Okay, I think we can shut that list down. So I want to go through some more of these connections here. I think we can do it this way. So yeah, let's see what else we can talk about connected to 666 with Obama and Trump that we haven't talked about yet today. We've talked about a lot of these already.
Brutal. It was brutal, very unfair. We achieved more in 6 months than almost any administration could accomplish in 8 years, and we're going to have a lot of good 6 months left. We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, and we'll keep going.
Hear that? We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6 from Mr. MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. President Biden, after budget talks, we will get it done in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. You know, I sure wish people would wake up. You know, this is a lot of evidence. I mean, this is a lot to be a coincidence, don't you think? I mean, it's crazy that people can't wake up with all this, but, you know. Yeah, you're right. Rapture ready now. MAGA is the highest degree of the Church of Satan. Yep. So when Trump announced re-election, it was 666 days after his last full day in office, but it was also, see, here's how it connects to Obama. It was 103 days after Obama's birthday and 103 weeks before the election. Obama equals 103. And for more confirmation that the 103 is big with Obama, Eminem has a song called Antichrist. And Obama was with Eminem in Michigan 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. Notice Eminem is 103, like Obama 103, Dragon 103, 666, 103. And the first part of the song says, the devil came to Michigan. They were together in Michigan. Hello. 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. I mean, that's a lot. And remember, Barack and Michelle Obama were married on October 3rd, right? Which is 10-3, like 103. When were Barack and Michelle married? October 3rd, 10-3, right? So, of course, while Trump was president, you know, COVID was declared a pandemic 666 days after a pandemic simulation. He calls himself the father of the jab. See down here, MAGA, the highest degree of the Church of Satan. So, don't forget Obama's slogan, yes, we can. When you listen to it backwards, you'll hear, thank you, Satan. And he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. By the way, we covered that in the last video. That's one of the clips we played, the thank you, Satan. Yes, we can. When I clicked every tab with the right one. Luke 10:18, and he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barak means lightning. Bama, a high place like heaven. When Obama announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, and 6 days old. Strong's 4566 is Satan. Wow. And see how Obama has the same 3 numbers as Dragon? This House of the Dragon marketing stunt. Here, I can pull that up for you real quick. Yeah, probably going to be a 3-hour video, guys. Oh well. It is what it is. Maybe some people actually like the 3-hour videos. I have had at least one person tell me they enjoy watching me at work. So maybe this helps pass the time for some people. There's a lot I could say about the 192, but I'm just going to skip ahead to the see how Trump's second inauguration was 192 months after Obama's inauguration. Right? Yeah. We talked about all the Little Nas X and J. Christ and the 19.2 million subs and all that. I just want to get to the dragon inflatable part. All right, giant dragon inflatable spotted on Empire State Building for latest House of the Dragon marketing stunt. That was in the news 192 days after Leave the World Behind. Giant dragon inflatable 192, Leave the World Behind 192, Great Tribulation 192, Obama 192. House of the Dragon equals Barack Hussein Obama II in multiple ciphers, including the 181, Barack Obama 181. Remember Obama made the joke about Barack Obama Game of Thrones joke about the red wedding? What did he say? Something about bar the doors. Anyways, you guys know Obama made the joke about the red wedding, right? Which is like a gruesome scene from Game of Thrones, right? Just want to show you what red wedding equals. Let's see. Game of Thrones. Anything stand out there? But yeah, let me show you what red wedding equals. See, it's got the 177. Big number. New World Order 177. The Jesuit Order 177. That Old Serpent 177. And speaking of New World Order 177, remember George Walker Bush 177 in the classroom reading The Pet Goat from reading Mastery 2 177. Don't forget The Pet Goat equals 153. It was on page 153 of Reading Mastery 2. And here. I got it written down somewhere here. I'll get back to the Game of Thrones in a minute. If I can't find it, I think I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, so The Pet Goat equals 153. The Pet Goat was on page 153 of Reading Mastery 2. And Antichrist Obama is 153, Barry Soetoro 153, Jesuit Order 153, the Illuminati 153, Heliofont equals 153, makers of iPet Goat 2. They took down iPet Goat 2, put it back up 153 days later. In Elberton, Georgia, 153 where the Guidestones were. Now somebody in the comments is saying, God does not condone gematria, but the Lord is returning. Well, I would disagree with the first part. Number one, there's specifically a verse in the Bible, Revelation 13:18, that says to hear his wisdom, let he that hath understanding calculate the number of the beast, which is the number of a man. His number 666, okay? Also, there's a verse, Ephesians 5:11, where we're supposed to expose darkness, all right? If you don't think God wants people knowing that the full name of NASA equals 666, or that COVID was declared a pandemic 666 days after a pandemic simulation, I don't know what to tell you. All right? I don't think there is anything wrong with exposing evil and what they're doing. They're obviously using gematria. That's pretty obvious. So why should we not expose that? Okay? Here is wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, his number is 666. Okay? Bible literally says right there, count the number of the beast. So, there's that. And then there's Ephesians 5:11. So, yeah, I disagree with you on that statement. Are you saying that God doesn't want me doing what I'm doing right now? That God doesn't want me to expose darkness? Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Okay. All right, Joseph. Well, there's really... I'm going to go ahead and kick you off the channel then. While you have a right to your opinion, there's really no use for you on this channel. If you're going to come on here and just say, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, and basically taking a crap on my whole channel, then there's no need for you to be here. All right? If you don't think God wants people to know this stuff, I don't know what to tell you. The full name of NASA equals 666, right? So if I know that, I should just keep that to myself. I shouldn't share that with my brothers and sisters to help wake them up in the end times. So, here, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second, okay? Anyways, I'm back. But yeah, you have a right to your opinion, but if these people are obviously using gematria, I'm going to have to charge my computer, I think. These people are obviously using gematria. They're obsessed with the number 666. Why shouldn't we share that and help wake people up? This stuff helps bring people closer to God. I promise you, this does not this does not make people like, once you see it, that these people are obsessed with the number 666, how is that going to make anyone go further away from God? I don't get it. You know? Anyways. I mean, me personally, like, I get frustrated a lot trying to expose this stuff, but I'm the one putting it all together, exposing it with God's help. But as a listener, you know, I mean, yeah, you might get tired of hearing this, but, like, I'm basically giving you guys the red pill. Like, once you learn this stuff, you're not going to be... Like, let me say this. It's only going to strengthen your faith. What this does for people, as far as I can tell, it strengthens their faith and basically proves to them that we're in the end times. These people are clearly obsessed with the number 666, right? So that should tell you something. I don't know. Maybe I'm not speaking for everyone, but for the most part, that's what I believe, that this is strengthening people's faith because it's proving that the beast system is here. Okay, so back to this Game of Thrones. Obama made the joke about the Red Wedding. That giant dragon inflatable was to promote the House of the Dragon, which equals Barack Hussein Obama II. Dragon equals Obama, same three numbers. Barack Obama equals Dragon. That was in New York, which equals 666. And that was up there 49 days before Obama's birthday, like Antichrist and Revelation are 49. Well, look at this. The show, House of the Dragon, look when it ended. August 4th. What's August 4th? That's Obama's birthday. So, yeah. Okay, I think I can get rid of that one. But yeah, I think it's well known. Obama is a Game of Thrones fan. Is Obama a Game of Thrones fan? Yes, Barack Obama is a fan of Game of Thrones. His fandom is well documented, including his meetings with show creators to request advanced screeners, his attempts to guess plot twists, and his public remarks about the show. All right. Anyways, guys, let's keep going. Big number 726. Obviously, Harpazo one of the Strongs, but Antichrist, Fallen Angel Obama, the King of Babylon, President Obama, Yes We Can, Affordable Care Act, Birtherism, Revelation, they're all 726. History Channel, guy that plays Satan looks like Obama, the Serpent in the Garden, all the Brittany Griner stuff. If you want all this, you got to go watch the live stream we did. The last one, The Second Coming, Newsweek.
I've solved 6 wars in the last 6 months, a little more than 6 months now.
So there you hear 3 more 6s from Trump there. Talked about the meeting with Putin. Trump announced the death of Diamond from Diamond and Silk 666 days before the election. Diamond and Silk 666. Let's see if there's anything else to talk about here. I've gone over this stuff so many times, as you know. Speaking of 726, there's Satan shoes. Luke 10:18, Satan shoes came out 7 months, 26 days from Obama's birthday. See how Satan shoes is 726?
I did that. I made deals with the devil in order to get that done.
Trump saying he made deals with the devil. What do I have this twice on here? Yeah, I guess I got this twice. All right, guys. All right, I think we can shut that down. So yeah, there's some 666s connected to Trump and Obama. Now, I think we can close that. All right, we're almost done here. 2 hours and 20 minutes. And let's see, where are we at? 16%. All right, I'll keep going. Let me take a sip of water. So shout out to Cable X Dialectics. Make sure you go subscribe to him. He pointed this out in Decoding with Cody's stream the other day. Here he is, Cable X Dialectics. I thought this was interesting. So Tony Blair has been a vocal proponent of digital ID, arguing it is necessary for the UK to become more efficient and modern. So with that in mind, isn't it interesting that the UK's national digital ID scheme was announced on September 26, 2025, which was 6666 days after Tony Blair's last day in office. So that's what Cable X pointed out. Tony Blair, big fan of digital ID, and digital ID was announced 6666 days after Tony Blair's last day in office. Pretty interesting. Which made me think of Exercise Pegasus, September 16th, 2025, a significant date related to the Exercise Pegasus pandemic preparedness exercise in the UK, because it was the date of a written statement made to the UK Parliament, a statement made in the House of Commons, and an announcement for the start date of the exercise. So Exercise Pegasus did not start on September 16th, 2025, but that's when it was announced. All right. Government announcement. On September 16th, 2025, the UK government, through statements to the House of Lords and House of Commons, announced details about Exercise Pegasus. And I forget who it was who mentioned this to me, but shout out to them. Long story short, Exercise Pegasus was announced 66 months and 6 days after COVID was declared a pandemic. And also, someone else mentioned this to me. I forget who this was too. But the Black Death was a bubonic plague pandemic that occurred in Europe, and it ended in 1353, one of the most fatal pandemics in history. And depending on what month you go to, right, it's not exact. But for example, like the first U.S. case of COVID was January 21st, 2020, right? So if you just do like January 22nd, 1353, we don't know what month it ended, all right? But long story short, if you were to say January 22nd, 1353 to January 21st, 2020, the first U.S. case of COVID, it's 666 years, right? And then COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020. If you were to say March 12th, 1353, and you go forward, to be a difference of 666 years. So hopefully you see what I'm saying. It, depending on the month, it's not exact, but a lot of it lines up to 666. Because again, we don't have the month that it ended, all right? Okay, and then of course, the big one, COVID was declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020. That was 666 days after the Cladex pandemic simulation. Now, do you think, for the person I blocked, do you think God doesn't want people knowing that? Right? Don't you see how that would help somebody stay away from the jab or anything that this world is offering? I mean, something like this should be able to wake somebody up pretty quick if you have an open mind. I mean, like, let's say somebody was on the fence, right? Somebody wasn't sure, like, I don't know about taking this, you know, and then they see this, like, hey, you know that pandemic that changed the world? Yeah. Did you know it was declared 666 days after pandemic simulation? If you don't think God wants people to know that, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm going to keep sharing stuff like this as long as I can. And on top of that, vaccination equals 666. WHO pandemic, COVID mandate, sorceries, and witchcraft, they all equal 666. Okay? I think God wants people to know that. Now, also, speaking of Tony Blair, this was also announced 222 days from his birthday, of course. The old 5-6, which of course is also the coronation date for King Charles, May 6th. That's a big number. the old 56. Here, let's just bring up, well, here, this is going to take a little longer, but let's bring up Mr. COVID Kapoor. That should be in my recent photos with a good 56 list, and then I can show you that coronation is also 56, like royal family is 56. And then we're going to get into some of the 222s again, and then we should be about done, guys. I know it's been another long one. But I recently talked about the 56 again with COVID Kapoor. Here he is. TikTok video I did a while ago. So long story short, in 2019 on Project Runway, there was a contestant. Here, I'll just read it all. Viewed tens of thousands of times, a viral clip of fashion reality show Project Runway shows an outfit with a face mask designed by a contestant named COVID Kapoor. And this is in 2019. Kapoor's design ended up being a red plaid suit with the accompanying face mask, which of course wouldn't be out of place in 2020. Even more hilarious, the judges deemed the look sick. They said he looked sick. COVID Kapoor, 2019, with a face mask. And look at the gematria. Not only, right, is his name COVID Kapoor, COVID, but look at the gematria. The old 56. COVID Kapoor, 56. Like coronavirus, COVID vaccine. Society of Jesus, that's the Jesuits. Church of Satan, 56. All-Seeing Eye, 56. Mind Control, Anthony Fauci, ouchie. Masonic Ritual, 56. Even toilet paper equals 56. Remember that? COVID and the toilet paper shortage. So, almost done. I'm running out of steam myself here. See how toilet paper, 56. See how royal family is 56. And coronation is 56. But yeah. When was the coronation? Which has the word corona in it, because corona means crown. Coronation date. See? May 6th, 5-6. Royal family, 56. Coronation, 56. By the way, not only is Masonic Ritual 56, but Freemasons is also 56. It's a very big number, all right? So, anyways, yeah, his birthday is 5-6. That's also the coronation date, 5-6. So, anyways, we're talking about Tony Blair and the digital ID. So, it's worth mentioning, right, that it was announced 222 days from Tony Blair's birthday. And then, of course, we have to talk about the 222 again, because I just can't help myself. So, of course, COVID was declared a pandemic. And you know what? Let's go ahead and plug in the computer. Hold on. I'm going to have to unplug the fan, pull a cord over. Give me 1 second. All right, fans off, chargers in. So, again, to the guy that I blocked, you don't think God wants people to know about this obvious connection? This is undeniable stuff right here. Nobody in the world can argue with this, All right. Let me take a sip. Yeah, Bones is saying computer equals 666. Didn't the first Apple computer was the first Apple computer sold for $666? Yes, the first Apple computer was sold for $666.66. The price was chosen because Steve Wozniak, because he liked the repeating digits. Oh, I'm sure that's why. He just loved those repeating digits. Couldn't have made it 555. Had to be 666, right? And yeah, let me show you how computer equals 666. We talked earlier about how the www is like 666 in Hebrew with the vav. I think internet is also 666. Let's see. Computer, see how computer is 666? And apple, right? Kind of like forbidden fruit with the bite taken out of it. Internet equals 666. First computer, $666. I'm sure it's all a coincidence. Apple logo. See how it's like a bite taken out of it? Kind of like forbidden fruit. Apple logo. Forbidden fruit. A theory that the Apple's logo bite references the forbidden fruit from the Bible is a popular interpretation that suggests the logo symbolizes knowledge and curiosity. So, anyways. Thanks for bringing that up, Bones. More fun facts today. Okay, so the 222. So, COVID declared a pandemic March 11th, 2020, exactly 222 months after 9/11. 222. All these things equal 222. Wuhan coronavirus, Event 201, World Economic Forum, the Beast of Revelation, Antichrist system, the Antichrist Barack Obama, mandatory vaccination, COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, as above, so below, and order out of chaos, they're all 222. So then Obama tested positive for COVID 222 days from his birthday. How about that? And the word beast is also 222. And then COVID was declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. And the first U.S. case of COVID was 222 days from Trump's birthday. You put all that together, that's a lot to be a coincidence. I believe impossible coincidences is also 222. So Donald John Trump Sr., Trump mandatory vaccination, Donald John Trump Sr., Trump and Trump Organization, they're all 222. Impossible coincidences. I'm spelling that wrong. Here. I'm not the best speller. Impossible coincidences. Google will get me. Here. What does that say? Impossible clinic dances? I'm not that bad of a speller. I was just typing it, hoping it would give me the right spelling. There you go. Impossible coincidences 222. Fun fact for you. Don't forget lightning from a high place. Kind of like Luke 10:18. Lightning from a high place. 222. Shout out to the branch for that one. Okay, so let's see. Of course, Trump just won the election 222 days from his birthday. Trump took the stand 222 days from his birthday with a 222-page lawsuit against the Trump Organization. Trump's sister died 222 days from her birthday. Ivana Trump, Ivana222, died 222 days from her birthday. Trump moved Obama's portrait on day number 222 of the year. And now, so we're bringing up Tony Blair with the 222, right? That's the whole reason we're bringing this up. So Tony Blair, of course, connected to the UK. Here's a couple UK connections. So, oh, and before I forget, I just talked about how Trump moved Obama's portrait on day 222 of the year. Don't forget, Obama had the Hope portrait, which sold at 222 West Hubbard Street. And speaking of portraits, so King Charles' portrait was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. And then see how British royal family is 222. Hell, 222 looks like he's in hell. And then King Charles was diagnosed with cancer 2 months and 22 days after his birthday. And remember, the portrait was unveiled one day before the Queen died. And remember, the Queen died 666, or Keir Starmer became the prime minister 666 days after the Queen died. And Keir Starmer, his mentor, is Obama. Right? Look at all these connections to Obama here. And then Keir Starmer became prime minister 222 weeks after he became the Labour Party leader. Right? But we're not done with the UK 222 because the Queen's coffin was moved at 2:22 p.m., like British royal family. And the death date of Prince Philip and the death date of Princess Diana separated by 222 days. And Princess Diana's photographer died 222 days from his birthday. See how it says, looks like he's in hell? That equals 285. That was 285 days from Obama's birthday. By the way, another 192. His coronation was 192 days before his birthday. That 192, like Obama, like Great Tribulation, like Leave the World Behind. There's a lot that I'm going to try to skip over here. I'm not going to go through all the 128s. I did it in the last live stream. You can go back if you're interested. All the 128s with the bridge collapse connected to Obama's movie. But remember, the removal of the Francis Scott Key Bridge wreckage got rescheduled due to lightning, like Barack means lightning. That was 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. Go watch the last live stream for all the 128s with the bridge. Let's see, what else can we mention here? Obama back at the White House on the day leaving 222 days left in the year. Remember, Eli Crane criticized Obama over the Affordable Care Act 222 days from his birthday, 2 years, 222 days after he assumed office, and 222 days from the anniversary of the Affordable Care Act. And remember, Biden made changes to the Affordable Care Act at with Obama behind him at 222. All the Brittany Griner connections, the 10/18 birthday, found guilty on Obama's birthday. But they had the big Brittany Griner interview 2 years, 2 months, 2 weeks after being arrested. And Griner returned to basketball 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days before Obama's birthday. Let's see. Yeah, here's Biden making changes to the Affordable Care Act with Obama behind him at 222. Of course, Squid Game. I went over all that in the last live stream, so if you want the full decode on Squid Game, go watch that. Player 222 wins a Squid Game. We're introduced to Player 222 in Season 2, 222 days from Obama's birthday. Kim Jun-hee, that's Player 222, perfect match of Squid Game. See how we're introduced in Season 2 to Player 222, 222 days before Obama's birthday. And then, yeah, we covered all the Squid Game stuff last time. Not going to do it again. See, at least I'm trying. You know, I could go over all this right now again, but I'm trying my best, man. I've pointed out how Obama's birthday is 222 days after Christmas Day, which is really the birthday of, what is it, Sol Invictus, the sun god. Obama's logo, the rising sun, like Akhenaten, you know, they worship the sun disk, that whole thing.
Chicago have been shot. 222 people over a short period of time.
So Trump, he's talking about Chicago. He said 222 have been shot.
Have been hit, have been wounded, not died, but 55 people died over a short.
So 222 shot, 55 killed. Satan, 55, right? And Obama with the Chicago connection. And he also brought up the mayor and the governor J. Robert Pritzker, 222. This doesn't even include all the 222 stuff I've done with the plane crashes. Go watch those videos. But yeah, he also made the statement 222 days from the anniversary of when the mayor assumed office. We talked about the connection to Revolution, another connection to the blackout. Revolution came out 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. Like the last episode of Friends that they're finishing and Leave the World Behind, season 10, episode 18, called The Last One, like Power Outage. Anyways, long story short, Obama is president during the show, and the last episode of Revolution, it's season 2, episode 22, connections to Chicago. See how revolution equals power outage, and like White Lion equals power grid from the movie. And I went over all this last time, I believe. So, more with the Little Nas X. I'm not going to go into all of it again, but long story short, the actor who plays Obama in the J. Christ video, this is the video with the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes, born 222 months before Little Nas X. That's the Luke 10:18 Satan shoes with 666 pairs. So, and then for the record, here's another one. U.S. reports cases of new COVID variant MB181. That was with 222 days left in the year to go with all the other COVID 222s. And if you're wondering about the 181, well, here you go. Barack Hussein Obama II, 181. Barack Obama, 181. All right, I think we can close this. And we can close this, I think. Let's make sure here. Yeah, it's the same list. Yep, we can close that. And we can close that. And we can close that. And one more thing here. It was also 144 days from his birthday. Tony Blair. Mark of the Beast, 144. And the digital ID, one step closer to the Mark of the Beast. So, you know, that's worth mentioning too. So, yeah, guys, if you're just coming in, you'll have to go back and rewatch. But I'll just quickly go through the slides and show you what we talked about today. So you can determine if you want to go back and listen. We talked about 3-Eye Atlas, or whatever the heck it's called, and the full name of NASA, 666. And I explained how the fake alien invasion is going to be the Rapture cover-up story one day. And it's 33 billion tons, and it's being hit with up to 33 gigawatts of solar radiation. And we talked about how Trump ordered the Pentagon to immediately restart nuclear weapons testing for the first time in 33 years. And we showed the clip with the island of Dr. Moreau, right, where he talks about some likeness to the beast. And this one's actually sped up. The other one was slowed down. But yeah, looks like Obama when he's talking about some likeness to the beast. We talked about that earlier. Biblical image of the beast, Barack Obama, 666. And then we spent a good amount of time talking about all the Charlie Kirk stuff again. So long story short, Erika Kirk was with J.D. Vance 88 days from his birthday. Turning Point USA, 88. Turning Point USA CEO, 88. Erika Kirk with the $88 sweatshirts. White House and Congress seek $88 million for extra security in wake of Charlie Kirk killing. J.D. Vance met with the Pope one day before he died at the age of 88. And of course, Kirk was allegedly shot 88 days from Trump's birthday. Trump 88, Charles Kirkland, actor from Snake Eyes, was 88 years old when Charlie Kirk allegedly died. Went through all the 88s with Trump, or most of them. So go back. Talked about Erika Kirk's skin-tight black leather pants. Talked about how when Obama left office, he was in his 666th month of life. And some other 666s connected to Trump and Obama and all this. And then the digital ID. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, man. All right. There you go, guys. If anybody would like to support the channel, very much appreciated. For now, this is still my full-time job, one day at a time on that. And, you know, it's true. One day, I don't know if this will ever happen, but it's in the back of my head for sure. One day, I might just give up this whole decoding thing and I have a few ideas. Because trust me, this decoding thing, after doing this almost 6 years, it wears on you. I'll be honest with you, I think about it every single day, just hanging it up and retiring from all this. It'd probably be a lot less stress on me to just go get a regular 9-to-5 job. But I don't want to do both. I don't want the stress of a 9-to-5 job and the stress of doing decode. So if and when that day ever comes, I'm either just going to do walk and talks and community posts, or there's an option that I might just come on here. I don't know how often. I have some thoughts of how often. But anyways, I might just come on here and just read straight from the Bible. That's another option. If I go get the 9-to-5 job, there won't be any more decodes. I mean, maybe we'll talk about some numbers here and there. Someone can bring it up and we'll have like a fellowship and we can talk. If someone found something interesting, or, you know, I might find something interesting, but I'm not going to spend, if and when I get the 9-to-5, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it anymore. And I will most likely come on here and we'll just start in Matthew in the New Testament. And I'm not saying this is ever going to happen, but it's a possibility. If I ever decide to hang up this decoding thing, and we will just read straight from the Bible. And I'm not going to put together lesson plans or sermons or anything. We'll just come on and read like 2 chapters of the Bible, and then we'll hang out, and then that'll be it. So it might get to that point, but we're not there yet. And I do, for the record, I do talk about scripture and other things now. If you're wondering, well, how come you don't come on here and read from the Bible now? Because I'm still doing this as a full-time job, and I would feel guilty if I came on here and just read the Bible to you and then asked for support. So I'm not doing that. And for the record, if I do get the 9-to-5 job and come on here and start reading the Bible, I'm no longer going to put my links in the description in the comments. And, you know, there might be like a brief time in between where I tell people, hey, if you want to send me any support for all the decodes I've done over the years, now's the time, because once I start this 9-to-5 job and we come on here and we start reading from the Bible, I don't want any more donations. Now, for the record, couple things I should say. If any donations do come through after that point, I'll most likely feel compelled to like just give them away to either homeless people or some kind of good cause. Because again, I don't want to come on here and read the Bible and ask for money. All right, I'm not going to do that. But, and being completely honest, let's say I start a job and we start doing just Bible reading, and let's say down the road I do find myself in a situation where like I have a car problem, or who knows, I got to move all of a sudden. I'm not saying that I will never ask this channel again for help. I'm not saying that. But I'm not going to come on here, read the Bible, and then say, all right, guys, here's, if you want to support, here's how you can do that. We're doing that with decodes. because I feel like doing decodes, which take a lot of time and effort, it's a lot different than coming on here and reading the Bible. So anyways, hopefully I said everything I wanted to say there. We're not there yet. I'm still going to keep doing this as long as I can. But as you guys know, this decoding stuff does take a big mental toll on me. And I'm very worn down. I've had to take a lot of breaks recently. And I might have to take another break here soon. I don't know. It's one day at a time, guys. Like you guys know, it was September 10th when I made the video. I said I was done. I was completely done. I wanted to go get the 9-to-5 job. And what happened that day? Charlie Kirk happened. And it basically pulled me back in. We got the best views we ever got. We got a whole bunch of new subscribers. Support was up. Everything was going great. And now, you know, after, I don't know how long it's been now, September 10th to now, over a month, right? I'm getting really worn down again. So that's it. That's all I can say, guys. One day at a time. And if I ever give up the decoding, we'll do walk and talks and community posts, or we'll come on here and we'll do Bible reading and community posts. So you never know. One of these days I might retire from the decoding and just because, you know, like I've mentioned, I mean, we've done so much exposing. There's always more that can be found, but it's like, if what I've shown through almost 6 years isn't enough to wake people up, I don't know what is. And, you know, mental health is very important, and this stuff does take a big mental toll on me. So that's it. I got out of my system. But for now, right? For now, we're still doing this full time, and maybe not every single day, but you know, we're doing our best to get this information out. You know, it's a full-time thing for now. So one day at a time, we'll see what happens. Keep praying for me that, you know, God leads me in the right direction. Remember, guys, this all started with God showing me numbers in 2019. I was seeing that number 222 everywhere, right? And very big number. And that was right before the world changed in connection to that number. So anyways, if anybody wants to help out, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, home address, very much appreciated. And thank you to everyone who does support. You guys are awesome. All right, let me turn this around. Howdy. All right, man. Hold on. If you're wondering about this, if you're new here, I got this before I woke up. Horrible decision. Number one, don't get any tattoos, and definitely don't get the American flag tattooed on your arm. By the way, patriotic equals 666. Star Spangled Banner equals 666. 3 of the first 5 presidents died on 7/4. Masonic 74, Lucifer 74, Independence Day 74, Killing 74. But yeah, America, no good. But yeah, I used to be a big Donald Trump supporter, if you can believe that. I showed the pictures recently how I was in the front row at a bunch of rallies. Looking for my good 222 list here. So yeah, guys, if you're new here, right, the whole world changed in connection to that number 222. And God was showing me the number 222 everywhere back in 2019, before COVID and before I ever knew what gematria was. And for the record, I do believe God uses numbers. Obviously, so does Satan. He's a copycat. We're like in a biblical matrix here. There's a book called Numbers. There's numbers throughout the whole Bible. Every verse and chapter is numbered. Again, the Bible is full of numbers. Revelation 13:18 about calculating the number of the beast. So don't be afraid of numbers. But anyways, I was seeing the number 222 everywhere, right? Back in 2019, before the world changed in connection to that number. I just went over all the 222s with COVID, right? So Daniel 2:22, he revealeth the deep and secret things. Don't forget hidden codes is 222, Armageddon 222. Acts 2:22, ye men of Israel, hear these words, Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved by God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. So Acts 2:22 talks about miracles, wonders, and signs. And for years, I thought that was the only verse in the Bible with the three words miracles, signs, and wonders. Turns out that's not true. There's at least another one, Hebrews 2:4. And I should have done proper research on that. My bad. But yeah, I corrected the record on that recently. But yeah, Acts 2:22 does talk about miracles, signs, and wonders. The word wisdom is in 222 verses in the KJV. The Book of Life 222. Jesus is the truth 222. You must be born again 222. Key to the universe 222. Key to the apocalypse. Key to the apocalypse 222. Key to the universe 222. And for the record, the words universe and apocalypse are not in the KJV, but these are biblical concepts, and I think they're worth mentioning. And obviously, I don't believe in space travel and all that, but to me, universe is everything God created. Heaven, earth, everything. I don't know. Maybe I should take those off the list. You know, I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I take key to the apocalypse? You know, the word apocalypse isn't in the Bible or in the KJV, but I think it's worth mentioning. Key to the universe 222. There are some versions of the Bible that use the word universe, but you know what? I don't have my pen on me. I'm just going to take those off the list. Because if I have to sit here and explain every time that universe and apocalypse aren't in the KJV, we'll take it off. I've said it so many times over the years. Don't take it off. I don't know. I think I'm going to take it off. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think in the chat? Here, let me finish with the other list. Jesus, the Lion of Judah, 222. Strong's 222, Flame of God. And Genesis 1:1. The very first verse of the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. That equals 222. So that's the very first verse of the Bible. What do you guys think in the chat? Should I keep it or leave it? Claudia says no. Yeah, sea theories, impossible coincidences, Armageddon, they're all 222. I don't, I don't want to have to explain that every time. Don't take it off. Well, Claudia, you're the only one saying anything. So, yeah, I don't think it's that important, honestly. Like, yeah, it's interesting, but it's like, I think it's way more interesting that the first verse of the Bible equals 222. You know, or wisdom is in the KJV 222 verses. And Daniel 2:22, he revealeth the deep and secret things. Yeah, I'm going to let it go. Yeah, well, Claudia, you know, key to the universe and key to the apocalypse is 222. Those two words are not in the KJV, and I don't want to keep explaining every time I do the list. So I'm going to take them off the list. But I'm not going to delete it from all social media or anything. I'll leave it up there. But yeah, next time I go over the list, I don't think I'm going to mention those two anymore. I don't think it'll change much. So yeah. Anyways, fun facts for you. Well, we've hit the 3-hour mark, guys. Thank you to the people who remain. I know some people had to leave early. They're going to watch it on the replay. But yeah, I'll stay on another couple minutes. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Does anybody have anything to add about anything I talked about today? Let me know. Oh, Rapture ready now? I was just going over some of the organic stuff, and I've pointed out for years how key to the apocalypse is 222 and key to the universe is 222. And, you know, I've said those words aren't in the KJV, universe and apocalypse, but they're biblical concepts. But I don't want to stretch anything or have to keep explaining that fact that they're not in the KJV. So I think I'm just going to take them off this little list of mine. And again, I'm not going to make another video about it or explain it or take it off social media. I'm going to leave it all there. But I'm just going to take it off this list. And we're probably, I ain't not going to guarantee, probably not going to mention those again. The two, key to the apocalypse and key to the universe, 222. So, anybody have any questions or anything else? I mean, it is interesting, key to the apocalypse, 222, seeing the number, but I don't know. You guys are quiet today. I guess you're worn out after 3 hours. Me too. Yeah, the movie 222. I'm not going to say I'll never mention it again, but I think I'm going to scratch it out. So, anyways, I don't think you guys really care. I want to be open and honest with everything I do. I don't want to stretch anything, and yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't want to keep repeating every time I go through that list that those words aren't in the KJV. I'd rather just take it off the list instead of explaining it. Just tagged you in a post, 222 and 36 in there. Maggie, can you just give it to me? Can you let me know? What's the 222? Maggie. Can you give me the short version? Mr. Rogers' 143 birthday. They banned my IP address on my computer, so. And I'm live on my cell phone right now. So I don't think I can access this way. I mean, apocalypse is definitely a biblical concept. I don't know, man. This is OCD for you. Is apocalypse a biblical concept? Maybe I'll just take off universe. Yes, apocalypse is a biblical concept originating from the Greek word apocalypsis, meaning unveiling or revelation. The term is most famously associated with the book of Revelation. Then it is the right decision to leave it out when you don't have to explain that it's not in the Bible, but the information is so many videos. Yeah. Maggie, what's the 222? You said Mr. Rogers. What else? The term comes from the Greek word apocalypsis, meaning revealing or unveiling. Maybe we'll keep apocalypse. I kind of like that one, key to the apocalypse, because that does come from apocalypsis, meaning revealing or unveiling. And like I said, other Bible versions do have the word universe. But I'm going to take that one off. Universe in Bible. Hebrews 11:3, but it's not the KJV. So this is the NIV, Hebrews 11:3. By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. Maggie says 823 is the 143rd prime in Pennsylvania. They had Mr. Rogers 143 day on the 143rd day of the year. Mr. Rogers 143 day equals 222 in reverse. Okay. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate it. I don't know. Does anybody here have a problem with the word universe? I still don't want to explain it, though. Yeah, the word universe is not in the KJV. However, the KJV conveys the concept of the universe through other terms, most notably heaven and earth. Anyways, I'll think on it. But yeah, I'm thinking. Claudia says the word apocalypse does not appear in the Bible itself, but the Greek word from which it is derived, apocalypsis, meaning unveiling or revelation. Right. I'll have to think on it. You guys let me know in the comments after the fact. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards we take off key to the universe. That way I don't have to explain it. And then key to the apocalypse. I think I could say that without explaining it every time. I mean, obviously, apocalypse is a biblical concept. You know, I don't know. See how the OCD works, man? See, proud liberal to you. I hope you didn't get that from me, because that's what I was saying for years. That's actually incorrect. He's saying Acts 2:22 is the only scripture in the whole Bible that mentions signs, miracles, and wonders in the same verse. That's not true. I had to make a whole video about that. All right. I learned that from Troy Brewer, who wrote 222 is after you. And I should have done my own proper research. But there's at least one other verse that I know of in the KJV. Now, yes, you can find miracle signs and wonders in Acts 2:22. But listen to this. This is Hebrews 2:4. God also bearing them witness both with signs and wonders and with divers miracles and gifts of the Holy Ghost according to his own will. So there you go. Hebrews 2:4 also mentions signs, wonders, and miracles in one verse. But yeah, I apologize if I ever led anyone astray by saying that. Not to blame anyone else, but I got that from someone else years ago, and I never looked it up for myself to see if that was true or not. I went with it. So, but yep, I did a whole video explaining that the other day. Yeah, OCD and ADHD are a nightmare. Yeah, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's it's not fun at all. And it sure is not. All right, guys, I don't know what else to say. Much love, lowly man for Christ. Good to see you. me see. Chuck says, can you feel the pull on your heart to come back home to your one and only Father, Jesus Christ? If you would like to be saved, say out loud, Jesus, I repent of my sins. I make you my Lord and Savior. Thank you, Dark Moon. Rapture ready now. Proud liberal to you. Rapture ready now. I already said that. Claudia. Bones Jones. Maggie. Todd. Everyone who stuck around this long. Thank you, guys. Love you too, lovely man for Christ. Much love, Todd, and everybody. So yeah, I'm not going to make a whole nother video now explaining, because I'm doing it now, right? But I think, here's what I think we're going to do. If you're wondering, if anybody cares, I'm probably the only one here that really cares. I think we're going to take off Key to the Universe for now. We're going to leave Key to the Apocalypse for now. We're going to leave Key to the Apocalypse. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to take off Key to the Universe. And in the future, when I talk about this, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to explain that the word apocalypse isn't in the Bible. So that's why I debated taking it off, because then I got to explain the whole thing. I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to make any official decision right now. We'll see what happens the next time I talk about it. I probably not going to leave them both. I might delete them both. I don't know. Oh man, dang OCD, bro. I'm trying to be open and honest and not contradict myself and say something that's like not true or a half truth, and then I got to come on and explain. I don't know. Let's leave it there, okay? I don't know what I'm going to do with those two on the list, all right? I might take them off. Very possible. I might leave them. I might take one off, leave the other. Or maybe just take them both off, because then I don't have to explain nothing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. Time to go touch some grass. Let's go do that. All right, guys. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to go outside barefoot and touch some grass with my feet and just get some fresh air. I need it. It's been a long live stream. All right, guys. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, everyone. Raymond, if you came in late, go rewatch it. You can watch it on fast forward. And, yeah, we'll leave it there. Okay, guys? Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for being part of the channel. I love y'all. Do me a favor on the way out. Please hit the like and the share. Very much appreciated. And as always, oh, wait. Hold on. I forgot to do something. Uh-oh. I normally like to do this. I like to go through some of the things on my Facebook that I shared. Hold on. I can just read them off. I don't need to show them. All right, couple recent posts. If you don't understand what is happening in the world right now, you better pick up a Bible and get caught up real quick. I'm not going to cover everything. Let's see if there's any other ones worth mentioning here. Hold on. Going home. What a day that'll be. Our only way home. And then it's got the cross as a bridge. For the record, I share all these on Facebook and community posts. So, like I always say, check the community posts. I share all the time on there, okay? The right time to get right with God is right now. Amen. Halloween is demonic. No child of God celebrates darkness. Jesus brought us out of darkness and into his kingdom of light. Amen. Let's see. Anything else since last time? Don't be left behind. A time of great horror. Matthew 24. Again, we talked about all the rapture verses earlier and debated, is Matthew 24 about the second coming or the rapture? Matthew 24:40, then two shall be in the field, and one shall be taken, the other left. And the whole world is preparing for the great reset, but the blood-bought saints of God are preparing for a great escape. All right, I think I've covered the rest of these last time. Jesus is coming any minute now. This is not fantasy. This is reality. If you are left behind at the rapture, cry out to Jesus and surrender to him. It may cost you your life, but you will be saved from eternity. He loves you so very much. Maranatha. All right, the rest I covered last time. All right, guys. Let me shut all this down. All right. I think we're ready to wrap it up now. Check any last comments here. God bless you, Rapture Ready, Claudia, everybody, Raymond, Terry. Sorry about the barking dogs. All right, guys, do me a favor on the way out. Please hit the like and the share. Please hit the like and the share. Very much appreciated. And as always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.